such a strange and amusing place. One day you buy him rocket ship underpants, and then the next they're in outer space. Mama, don't you know you keep the whole world turning round?
So how old are your children before you allow them to start playing on the computer?
Allow them?
Well, I think it's interesting because some people, the computer is a high-ticket item, and some people don't let their children play with the computer.
No, this is true. This is true. If it were my first child, if you asked me how old Sam was before I started allowing him to use the computer.
Yeah.
I think he was 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there wasn't as much for kids to do on the computer back then either.
Not back then, not as much. There wasn't, not the way it is now. The interactivity that you get on the websites now I think when Sam was 8, maybe he could go to pbskids.org and print out a picture of Clifford to color.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It was very different.
So John, who's 3, what does he do on the computer?
Well, I'll tell you, I let my younger kids go on the computer, but I have my computer set up for different accounts. So I am the administrator. I have my own account. Then my middle-aged kids have an account that they have a password for. And then Johnny has an account that he has a password for. And I've set his account up to be very, very limited. There's 2 programs that I allow him to use in his account, which are Safari, the web browser, which has bookmarked across the top the only websites he can go to because he can't type yet.
Right.
So he just clicks on those things, and those are the websites he's allowed to go to, and that's all he does. Or he can play Toontown, and that's it.
Now, what about
middle-aged kids? They have to do homework and stuff. School age.
School age. Okay.
Right. So they have to do homework and stuff. They have to do research. So they're able to use word processing programs. They're able to use photo programs, music, movies, because they use all of that to do projects. I try to limit their use of the internet for research, so I've loaded up World Book Encyclopedia on there so they can do some research on that. If they need more than what's available there, then I help them research. But for the most part, I just let them use those programs.
How do you stop them from using the others? Is that something?
I program, when you create the account, it gave me the option to put in what programs are they allowed to use.
Oh, okay.
So I just picked which ones.
It's actually governed by the computer.
Right.
Okay. Is that built in or is that third party?
It was built in.
Built in. Okay.
Yeah. Now, my kids really like to go to YouTube. There's fun stuff on YouTube that they like to look at.
But there's a lot of not so fun stuff on YouTube.
You ever notice this? You go to something on YouTube that is totally kid-friendly, but the advertisement, naked lady.
Yeah, right.
Scantily clad woman. And then the related videos are completely questionable.
Exactly.
So
what do you do then?
Well, I have found... there's always programs that'll filter a little bit, and it'll be oops, this part of the website is blocked.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But they're really not... You can't always trust them. And once they see it, they see it. You're like,
right.
but you can't stop it.
Right.
So there's a couple different web browsers that are just kid-friendly that will only let you see kid-friendly stuff.
Oh, really?
The latest one that I've been researching is called Kidzooey, and it's my favorite of all the ones I've seen recently.
And how come?
Well, it's a web browser. But what it does is you sign up for an account. So each kid has their own account within this web browser.
Okay.
So, for instance, my daughter, who is 12, maybe she's into Hannah Montana and Cheetah Girls, and she's a girl. So when it opens up, it has tabs across the top that says web, images, and video. So you click on the video tab, and it'll take you to all the YouTube videos that are appropriate for her age and her probable interests.
Who is governing age appropriateness in that regard? Is that you?
I'm still
or
researching that.
Okay.
It's automatically done.
It's automatically
with
done.
Matt's account, you pull it up and it's Legos.
Right.
And Bionicles and stuff. And for Lola's account, it's My Little Pony and Strawberry Shortcake. So it's really kind of cool that it just... And so for web, it has little pictures of all the different websites that they can go to play games and stuff. So it's like a little portal into these different websites so they don't have to type it in. It's almost easier than having to read across the browser at the top. I mean, it's not foolproof, and I'm still researching it. I don't know everything about it yet.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of experimenting and seeing what I like. There's some stuff on there that I don't like. There was an Xbox commercial that was questionable.
Yeah.
So I'm still looking to see if there's things on there that I come across, can I block it?
Right.
But you have a parent's account. You have to pay for it, which is
Is it expensive?
Not really. I think you can have, and I don't know for sure because I'm just doing the trial right now, but I think it's like $10 a month, which can kind of add up. But what you got to remind yourself is that you are keeping your kids from being advertised to.
Right.
Because there's no advertisements.
Which will ultimately save you money.
I hope
so. I think the interesting thing is that, you know, computers are a part of our homes now. And so as far as kids becoming aware of the computer and starting to use the computer, it's such an and I know in our house, and I know it is in your house, it's such an integral part of our household that it's just an automatic thing that they would just start using it as soon as they can. Right. You know, I don't think there's any way you can prevent in our house, you know, one of the kids from using the computer until they're like 8 years old.
Right, not anymore.
Not anymore. And Avery has homework where he's supposed to go and
you're supposed to go to the website.
And he did it in second grade.
Yeah.
Where they had homework where they actually had to go do research on the web. One thing I know is we don't go to the library anymore.
I know.
When they come home with a homework assignment that says only 2 of your resources can be done on the internet, can be from the internet, and you have to have books. My kids are like,
what do I
what's the Dewey Decimal System? They have no clue how to look at anything up in the library.
Well, what we should do, you know, it is a crazy world, and most people will know what websites are okay for their kids to go see, but
well, a lot of people don't have that kind of time. You know,
they need to make time if they're going to let their kids go.
I know, but the reality is that we don't always have time for all the stuff that we need to do.
Well, and there's just stuff that we won't know about unless we share.
Right, exactly. This is one way that maybe we can help some people. If they go to our website.
Yeah, if you go to our website, we'll post our kids' favorite websites to visit at mommycast.com.
Right.
Mama, don't you know you keep the whole world turning round?
Okay, never mind. I wasn't paying attention.
Rude.
For you.
I'm just like talking to myself over there.
As usual.
We're still rolling.
Harsh.
2, 1.
You know I love you.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.